Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. Fox here, and today we have a helper with us. Say hello to the boys and the girls.
Hi, boys and girls.
And she's 3 years old, and she's very, very smart, and she loves books. Is that right? Do you like books?
Yeah, animals.
Yeah, animal butt books. So she gave it away. This book that we're reading today is called Whose Butt? It's by Stan Tequila. And now, based on the picture, the cover of this book, what do you think this book? Yeah, what do you think this book might be about?
Yeah,
What do you think it's going to be about?
like animals.
Like animals. That's a very good guess. Boys and girls, what it might be about? Based on the title, Whose Butt, and the pictures of animal butts on the cover. Might be about animal butts, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what this is about. Whose butt? See if we can figure out how to turn the pages here. By Stan Tequila. Now, this first page that we've come to, picture of a man, and what is he doing? What is that man doing? He is taking a picture of the animals. Good job. So does anyone know what a person who takes pictures is called? Any guesses?
Animal.
Well, a person who takes a picture is called a photographer. And this is the photographer right here. And it says, I love taking pictures of animals, but it's not always animals run or fly away. When this happens, I only get pictures of their butts. But can you name the animals that I've tried to take pictures of?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the pictures that he's taken and see if what animal it is based on the butt. Let me move my camera out of the way. Sorry. Okay. It looks like ordinary animal butt, but watch what happens when it dashes away.
That's a bear.
What?
Let's check it out.
Let's check. What sort of animal this might be? Maybe. It looks like it could be a dog. I don't know. Let's see. That's a good guess. It could be a horsey or a reindeer. If we can get the page to turn, it might be. If we can get the page to turn, we'll find out. It went too far. Don't look at that butt yet, boys and girls. Sorry, I've done too many clicking. Okay, so that is a deer. It's a deer. And a wild deer senses danger. Its tail shoots up in the air. And he runs away. See when his tail shoots straight up in the air? See that white on his tail? It's a warning flag telling the other deer that they're ahead and to run away. So let's take a look at the next butt. Next butt, if the page is ever wanting to. I am Mommy Cole. She's not mine, but she calls me Mommy Cole. So now let's listen, or let you just listen to me reading for the boys and girls, okay? Because they're listening to the story too. So with a long, shaggy tail, it looks like a dog's butt, but you wouldn't pet this behind. Whose butt is this? It could be, what do you think, boys and girls? Could it be a dog? It's a wolf. A gray wolf can communicate with its tail. Now, isn't that interesting? So that means that its tail to send messages, to tell other wolves that it's the leader of the pack. A wolf holds its tail up high, and a frightened wolf puts its tail between its legs. So it's a good idea to hide from a man that wants to shoot the wolf, right? And when it's very excited, he is being nice. When it's excited, it wags its tail just like a dog. Oh, boys and girls, can you make a wolf sound? Let's give it a try. Oh, good job. And has anyone seen a dog that wags its tail when it's very excited?
I see one.
Yes, I see that too. Yes, we have dogs that wag their tails when they get excited. Now let's look at this butt. That does look kind of scary. It's a funny shaped tail on this butt, and you'll be surprised what a tail can do. So that's a tail right there on that butt. What do you think, boys and girls? Could it be a fish or something like that? Let's take a look at this flat-tailed creature. It's a beaver.
A beaver?
Yeah, an American beaver. It has a wide tail that's flat, and it makes it waddle back and forth. Can you waddle? Let me see you waddle. Yeah, that's kind of how a beaver walks. A beaver uses its tail to steer while it's swimming. So that's interesting. Oh, not there just yet already, so she's giving it all away. It uses its tail to steer in the water. So that's interesting, sort of like a steering wheel. And also, one slap of its tail in the water will tell other beavers that there's danger ahead. So boys and girls, take one hand and pretend like this is the water. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Now take your other hand. This is your flat beaver tail. And we're going to slap it to tell our friends that there's danger ahead. So that's what the beaver does. He smacks his tail on the water to let everyone know that there's danger ahead. He does get wet because he's a beaver and they like the water. You would get wet if you were standing next to that beaver. Now let's look at this butt. It's white and fluffy like a bunny's butt, but this rump can run incredibly fast. Have you ever heard the word rump? Can you say that? Rump. Rump. That means butt. Have you ever heard the word rump, boys and girls? It means butt. Sit down. Okay, sit down and listen to the story. Whose butt is this? It's incredibly fast when it runs. Pronghorn. I've never heard of a pronghorn. Have you? Well, pronghorns are the fastest land mammals in North America. They can zip across the prairie at 70 miles per hour. That's fast. That's about as fast as a car goes on the highway. And if you glimpse one of these speedsters, you may only see its fluffy white tail as it races along. So if you see one of these, they're going to be going pretty fast and you might fluffy tail. Now look at this butt. Whose butt is this? I don't know if that's a bunny. This critter raised its tail on its butt, but don't get very close to find out. I think some of you might know what this is. Any guesses? It's a skunk. A striped skunk has a stinky way of protecting itself. Yes, ew. When it feels threatened, spin around and raise its tail up. Yeah, other animals had better stay away or they'll get sprayed. Yes, he sprays. He sprays a smelly, stinky substance out of his ear. Ew. Ew. Yeah, you don't want to get sprayed with that. No. Skunks will spray you with a stinky, oily substance from their rear. Now let's look at this butt. This critter may have a cute, fuzzy butt, but it's part of a powerful digging machine. This butt is part of a powerful digging creature. I wonder what it could possibly be. Any guesses, boys? I think I might know. Nope, I was wrong. It's a badger. A growly and snarly American badger, and they have short, powerful legs, and their bodies are built, that means digging into the ground. And when they dig a hole, you'll quickly see their rumps disappearing behind a pile of dirt. Badgers spend more time down than above the ground. Has anyone here seen a badger?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you've seen a badger. I think I may have seen a badger before. So this next rump, it's an animal that likes to see a badger. That's awesome. And a giraffe. That's the zoo that you're thinking of. A lot of the boys and girls have been to the zoo. You think they've been to the zoo? If they haven't, I would highly recommend that they go. Boys and girls, if you haven't been to the zoo, I hope you get to go one day. This animal here likes to show off its butt, but there's a reason it shakes its tail feathers. It looks like a bird, maybe. I think grouse. Can you say grouse? Grouse. Dusky grouse have looking tail feathers, but fan out their tails. Wow, a boy grouse struts about and dances, and he shakes his tail feathers to show off for a girl grouse. So when he wants to get a girlfriend, he fans out his feathers. So do your hand like this. Let's pretend like this is the tail of a boy grouse. And when he sees a girl grouse, he fans out his feathers. Fan them out, open them up. And he shakes around like this to show off for a girl grouse. So that's a grouse. I don't think I've seen one of those. No, that's the badger. So now whose butt is this? That sure is a large, fuzzy butt. But all that fur is useful when it's cold. Watch out for that. What do you think it is? A chicken. Whoa, it's a bear. A black bear is covered in fur from its head to its rump. A bear's soft underfur keeps it warm during the cold months. Just like we wear jackets, they have that keeps them warm. Yeah, he doesn't need a shirt because he has that thick fur, right?
Yeah, you need jacket.
Yeah, well, we need a jacket because we're not covered in fur.
No, but I'm not cold.
A bear's fur also repels the water. Does anybody know what repel means? Brush it off, right? It makes it go away. It pushes it away. So a bear's fur rejects the water, and that way they can stay dry. When they get out of the water, they shake off like a dog does. Does anyone have a dog? Have you ever seen it get wet?
Yeah, but
And then they shake their fur, right?
I get him.
That's a good girl. It's good to feed your dog. So now whose butts are these? Look at those butts. Look at those. They have stripes on them and they're fuzzy.
Let's talk about it.
Well, let's see. These animals have striped tails on their butts, yes. But what are they looking for?
They're looking for food.
You think they're looking for food? That's a good guess. Any other guesses? They might be looking for a friend. That's a good guess. These are raccoons. Northern raccoons are nocturnal. Do you know what nocturnal means?
For food.
They are, but it says that they're nocturnal. Can you say nocturnal?
Nocturnal.
What does that mean?
He eats like this.
Do you know what nocturnal means? It means that they like to be awake during the night, and they come out mostly at night. They have dark masks across their faces and dark rings around their tails. These markings help them hide in the shadows at night when they're looking for food. So you're right, they were looking for food. Now let's look at one more animal. So whose butt is this?
There is a chicken.
That's a good guess. Any other guesses, boys and girls? Tiny critter has a twitchy butt, but there's a reason it flutters about. Let's see. I think it's a bird. It's a chickadee. Chickadee. A black-capped chickadee. They have twitchy tails that help them dart about as they feed. And during the winter, these small birds,
I'm not hurt anymore.
I'm so glad, like chickadees, struggle to stay warm. So they're cold. They're cold because they're little and they're trying to stay warm. Yes, so they need to be quick when they're searching for food.
And they're going outside.
They are, and they need food quick because food gives them energy to stay warm. That's right.
They're hurrying.
So that's about the end of our story. That's all the animals that were. Maybe another time we'll take a look at some more bird butts and bear butts and deer butts and whatever animal butts we might find. So boys and girls, thank you for listening to the story. When you're out and you see animals and you can only see the back of them, see if you can guess what sort of animal they might be. And maybe some of the pictures that the photographer took in this book will give you some ideas. You think? So everyone have a good day listening to the story, boys and girls. Tell everyone, say bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Oh, did I start it over? Oh no. Hold on, I think I messed it up.